He didn't want to go slow and steady. He wanted to get his smelly job over with. So Thomas shunted all of the freight cars into a long line. And he puffed out of the village. The freight cars were heavy and smelly, but Thomas was pleased his job would soon be over. But then, the troublesome trucks decided to have some fun. The trucks wiggled and they giggled. And they made Thomas's journey very bumpy. And some of the fish was shaken loose. Yuck! Thomas gasped. I wish I'd taken fewer freight cars. Thomas puffed hard. He pushed the long line of freight cars up the hill. He started to puff down the other side. Thomas tried to go slowly, but the troublesome trucks wanted to go faster. On, they cheered. Thomas went faster and faster. Cinders and ashes, Thomas cried. Salty was at the bottom of the hill. He was waiting for a signal. He didn't know Thomas was coming down the hill. Thomas was out of control. Thomas braked as hard as he could. But the freight cars of fish were too heavy. Oops, said Thomas. Sorry. Salty was covered in fish. Never mind me, Artie, said Salty. The smell reminds me of the sea. Thomas's driver telephoned for help. And soon Harvey was clearing the tracks. Thomas wondered what Sir Topham Hatt would say. He found out soon enough. You have caused confusion and delay, said Sir Topham Hatt. You must learn to be more safe. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, Thomas puffed sadly. So this time, Thomas shunted only 5 freight cars together. He took a deep breath, and he chuffed away. Thomas puffed through the countryside. I will get to the docks on time, he cried. But the troublesome trucks were up to their old tricks. Hold back, they giggled. But this time there were only 5 trucks. Thomas biffed and bashed and bumped them. And the trucks weren't troublesome anymore. As soon as he delivered the first freight cars, Thomas went back to collect the next 5. His coupling smelled of kippers, and his cabin smelled of cod. But he was working so hard, he forgot all about the smell. At last, he had just one more load to take. But it was nearly time for the ship to leave. Thomas raced as fast as he could. His axles ached and his buffers were bashed, but he got to the docks just in time. Thomas was very happy to say goodbye to the fish. Then Sir Topham Hatt came to see Thomas.